I want to talk about those goals that are so easy to set, but kind of hard to follow through on. Why is motivation so hard to hold on to? It's so elusive. It's always getting away. Hey everyone, Emily here from Bossed Up. Today we're tackling motivation, baby. Why is motivation hard to sustain? No, but seriously, why is it so hard? Social science has actually shown that there's a phenomenon called the middle dip of motivation. Here's how it works. When we are just setting a new goal, our motivation levels are pretty damn high. We are motivated, we are excited, we just set out on a new journey, things are looking up. And then what we find is getting there, our motivation can take a really big dip. This is what I call the slog. A friend of mine, an advisor to Bossed Up, called this the startup slog, because starting your new company, starting your new organization, your new initiative, whatever, it's scary but adrenaline pumping. And then once you launch, it's like, oh, now we have to actually operationalize and figure out how this whole thing works. That's like a little bit less exciting and motivating, but super duper important. Anyway, I digress. When you are close to reaching your goal and the finish line is within sight, your motivation spikes up again. So we are highly motivated, we're ready to go, we're charged up, whatever you want to call it. It's the middle part of goal pursuit that's really ugly and boring. And in many ways, this is the most important part. This is how you're figuring out how to get stuff done. So what can we do to actually remedy this? There's 3 really key strategies for how we can reverse this trend. First is to set sub-goals. When you have a big goal, like say running a marathon, the middle can be such a long period of time that you might be demotivated for like 6 weeks of training. Instead, if you're setting clear sub-goals, like this week I'm going to run 6 miles. That's going to be my benchmark for this week. Then you might have a dip in motivation that's just a few days long, not a few months long or a few weeks long. By creating strategic sub-goals that are clear benchmarks that get you to your bigger goal, you can actually reduce the amount of time that the middle dip has to bum you out. You're actually just shortening the middle dip itself. The second is to set actual rewards for yourself. I don't know why we're all so big on gold stars in a, kindergarten classroom, but don't give ourselves the same motivation. So maybe a gold star isn't that motivating to an adult woman, but in 18-karat gold something or other probably is. Just an idea. There's a great tactic in the research called temptation bundling. Temptation bundling basically means you should take something you want in the short term, like, I just got home, I want to sit on the couch and do nothing but watch crappy reality television. Sound familiar? We're all pretty bad about that. And pair it up with one of your long-term goals, like, I don't know, say getting healthier by going to the gym. When you can pair the short-term desire with the long-term goal, you're essentially rewarding yourself for getting to the gym, in this example, by allowing yourself to watch the crappy TV you want to watch, just not on the comfort of your own couch on the treadmill at the gym. Whenever you can be proactive about finding an opportunity to go ahead and give yourself the short-term goodie that you want, but pair it with a positive action step towards your long-term goal. I love this because it enables you to feel good about being bad. But rewards really do work when they're rewards that you are actually excited about. So remember to keep it personal, keep it specific. What do you love? It can be as simple as a bubble bath at the end of a long day, treating yourself to a mani-pedi, whatever it is. All it takes is you to mentally connect that indulgence or that prize or that reward to progress that you're making on your long-term goal. And now for number 3, one of my favorite ways to help you keep up your motivation over the long term is called co-indulgence. And basically what it means is that if you're going to cheat on your long-term goal, to do it with a friend. Let's say you're really trying to be healthy and avoid sweets. Personally, I have a major sweet tooth, so this example always really hits home for me. If I'm trying to eat healthy but find myself walking home right past the homemade ice cream shop in my neighborhood, if I choose to dive in, get an ice cream cone, and devour it all by myself, I am actually much more likely to experience high levels of guilt and shame and basically continue down the path of indulging instead of getting back on track. However, this study showed that if you are going to indulge with a friend, like say I was walking by that ice cream shop with a friend of mine in the neighborhood named Joy, and I say, hey Joy, you want to hop in there and let's get some ice cream cones? I know I'm supposed to be eating healthy, but let's do it. If we cheat on our long-term goal by indulging in this short-term desire together, we're going to actually experience less guilt and are more likely to get back on track faster. It actually increases the social bond between the two of us because we went through that indulgence together, and then we are more likely to say, okay, that's it, we're going to get back on track and we're going to help each other do so. It's very, very simple. If you're going to indulge or cheat on your long-term goal, do it with a friend and you'll get back on track faster. Motivation is hard to sustain because we all have a limited amount of willpower. So use it wisely and get over the middle dip of motivation by setting sub-goals, using rewards to treat yourself, and co-indulging to avoid the guilt and spiral of shame. Now I want to hear from you. How do you sustain your motivation over the long term? What tactics or strategies have you found to help keep you on track? Weigh in the comments below so we can continue to be a community of courage and support for one another. And don't forget to subscribe now so we can keep this conversation going.